Welcome everyone. It's the 2025 Derby City Classic. This is the 9-ball division. It is round 13. Got a couple decent players on our screen. Fedor Gorst, Fargo rating 845. Alex Pagulayan, Fargo rating 814. Pagulayan trying to one rail the 8 into the corner. He kind of pointed with his finger. It might have dipped in just a bit. This should be a good match. I am your host, Scott Frost. And we hope to have a little fun here in this race to 9 with these two great players. Fedor Gorst, little update, has 0 losses going into round 13. Pagulayan just took a loss last round to the great Joshua Fedor. You'll see those percentages on your screen. They've got Pagulayan as a 33% dog to win the match. Well, I think those are a little misleading. Looking for the cut break here. One to the left-hand side. And really nice. He has got down a multitude of balls. He did get the one down on the left-hand side pocket. He's got a good look at the 3. Really, the trick here is if he wants to shoot the 3 with speed, it might cause an issue into the 7. If he can lag this in and play the 4 to the left-hand side pocket, well then, much easier to probably miss the 7. Bear with me, guys. This is the only angle we have to work with. It's not terrible, but I'm not going to see everything. So that's what he's looking at now. He's concerned about catching a piece of the 7. I think he's forced to roll this ball. A little movement in the back arm, but he's hit it really nice, and I like what he's done. If he underhits it a little bit, he can play the 4 in the lower left. If he gets into it how he wants, he's got the side, but here he can just stop. And going back to his initial shot on the 3, Pagulayan a little more uncharacteristic. He likes to go to the inside cue ball, unlike a lot of the elite players. He'll use the inside cue ball a little bit more. I think that's got to do with his background playing a lot of different games, whereas a lot of these guys are really just all-out rotation players. Yeah, just one rail out. He can come to the second rail. A lot of these guys like to come to that second rail to really get tight with the speed. Doesn't have to come 2 rails here. Everything looks real good for him. I would say one of Alex's weaknesses nowadays would be his break, but this definitely doesn't look like one of those times. Pagulayan takes game number 1. I will touch on the break box. This is a WNT ranking event. They have a break box basically from the diamond on the left and the diamond on the right here at the top rail. You draw an imaginary line directly to the 1, and that is Matchroom's break box. This week, I believe that the break box is in the normal break box position, which is fine. You just draw an imaginary line from each diamond straight to the head string. They are using the Accurac from Outsville. He would love to repeat the last break. So this is just a center ball with a touch of outside, maybe a touch of low, but catching the 1 thicker than you think, it's called the cut break. He's gotten into the cue ball maybe a little heavy. That's how it's finished up here. I don't believe it caught a good kiss. Maybe it did. I wonder if we could get another look at that break. Yeah, let's take another look. Let's look at the cue ball here. No, he didn't get a kiss. Appreciate that second look. He didn't get a kiss. That tells me he either got into the one too full and a little bit too much of a low ball, or a little bit of both. Forced here to play some type of a defensive shot. He's got all types of options. You could chip the 1 towards the 4 and go down to the lower left corner with the cue ball. You could shoot the 2 past the 9. Or you could just chip the 2 to the left. Okay, and he's using the 5. Really, really good shot. Pagulayan's defensive management is as good as it gets, in my opinion. Tactically, one of the best players to ever live. And that's all due to his precise cue ball. Yeah, does he look to come to the second rail before contact? I think he's just got to catch this with some speed. Otherwise, the separation could be a tall order. Okay, he did come to the second rail. He's not in love with it. I don't believe he can make this if it's any kind of tough. He can just 2-rail it out and cinch him up underneath the 5. The only concern if he has to spin this is the cue ball tracking back up towards the 5, so he might just elect to go defense right out of the gate. Yeah, a little short there. Really wanted to get him up under the 5. Jump cues are allowed, and if you haven't heard, Fedor Gorst is pretty good with it. This is the difference between 1.5 inches to 2 inches versus where he's at now. Well, looky here. Lucked the green 6 into the top right. Take another look. I mean, it pays to hit him. He made solid contact. He was obviously going to this lower right corner. Flicked the 6 in from nowhere. This is a little cold-blooded. Gorst great at this shot if he takes it on. He's so good with the outside cue ball. It's his go-to shot. He'll go out of his way to use an outside ball. There's a lot of benefits to it, though. He's got options. He could hit this with pace and come all the way around. Might be tracking off the 4th rail towards the 8, but he's really good at dragging this with a low outside ball. Yeah, so he's just drifting this in, I think. Wow, he used an inside ball to kill it short of the 9. What a shot that was by Gorst. Pretty good reach here. He's not giving it a lot of time when he's over the balls. It looks a little tricky to me. Like he has to deal with the 5 unless he just draws out of this. Okay. He'll take it a little further than he wanted, but he's not on the rail. He cued the cue ball real nicely. Gorst a little uncharacteristic with the draw shot. If you don't know by now, he'll address the cue at the center position and then go down in his final delivery. It's something he's done since he was very young, and it works very well for him. You can almost just stop here. He might feel more comfortable rolling forward. A lot of these guys don't like to roll this type of shot, though. Yeah, and just stunned forward lightly with that soft speed. Caught it a little thin, but the speed helped that ball drop. He's going to use a low outside ball here, I believe, to the second long rail right here. Needs that to carry. And that's actually a good example right there where a player like Pagulayan might use an inside ball. Fedor will go out of his way to use an outside ball. And the benefits to it are really to keep the object ball from twisting or turning. That outside ball, or running English, will really help the object ball to the pocket, if that makes any sense. Gorst ties it up at 1 apiece, and we can go back to the defensive play that Pagulayan just didn't quite get there on. Allowed Gorst to jump the ball and lucked the 6 in. I want to thank these sponsors. They've been a major part of the event this week. Obviously, Digital Pool doing big things. The best pool table in the world, Diamond Pool Tables, Diamond Billiard Products. Well, the best balls in the world, Aramith Pool Balls, Simonis Cloth, and Masters Chalk. Thank you guys so much for your participation and support. Continuing to do big things. I personally believe the man at the table is designed for formats like this, for events like this. He's got the pool player's build. He's in great condition. He's not overweight. He stays busy. A little quick there, though, it seemed. What's the 6 doing? You'll notice the next time he gets to break, he will have made an adjustment. But the 1 doesn't get in. Is there a possible 2-9 combination? Looking to see if the 1 plays. I'm pretty sure it does. So do you come to the right of the 3 and 6 here? He's still going to have to check this up with a little inside, but this is really his go-to type of shot. Or can you beat the inside of the 3, meaning come back on the left of the 3? I think it's a little too steep to do that. You might have to come to the right of the 3 and 6. Probably a little more natural that way as well. You don't have to put as much inside on it. Coming to the right of the 3 and 6, that way it's easier to pocket the 1. Really liking the shirt that Pagulayan's got on. So, okay, I think he's going to a defensive shot now. Is he trying to tuck under the 3 and 6? Sending the 1 back up table? Yeah. This is under hit, I think. Well, I take it back. This was perfectly struck. Wow, what a shot by the Lion. Used the 4 as well. Cannot go to either long rail on the left side. He's going to have to come to the top rail. And this is awkward. Very awkward. You know it's going to lengthen out on you just a touch. Coming right at this diamond here. Oh, it looks pretty good from where he was. It was not easy to hit that ball. Nice shot by Gorst. Is he looking at the double carom, the carom off the 1, into the 2, into the 9, or the carom combination? He did eye it up in the beginning. Whether he takes it on or not is a whole nother story. He's looking at it again. If he can play this, he'll play the 1 to a safe position. I can't see him just going all out for the carom into the 2-9 combination. But I believe he might be going at it. Oh, really, really close. Got good news and bad news. The good news is you've got Gorst snookered. The bad news is he's the best in the world with the jump cue. Now he is deliberately and directly over the 9. So this is going to take a special hit. They are playing all ball fouls. If he happens to catch a piece of that 9, it will be ball in hand. Oof. What's this going to do? How's it going to finish? Well, once again, he's made a good hit. Good things can happen, especially when you have all these balls left on the table. Yeah, I'm wondering if he would like to go directly into the 9 or if he could somehow come 2 rails below the 1 going into the 9. If he goes directly at the 1, he might try to send it towards the 9. I believe he can send it towards the 9. He really's just got to focus on making a good hit here, I believe. Oh, wow. How do you not make the 9 there? Well, you make the 4. Yeah, and he's got to look at the 1 to the lower right corner. He could also play the bank towards the 9. I think he is. Oh, and how'd he hit it? Rail first as well. Pretty sure he played that all along, playing it the long side to make the 9 a bigger ball. Pagulayan leading 2-1. Take another look. He's shortening this ball up past the 7, coming to that left long rail, makes the 9 such a much more big ball. Pretty clever by the Lion. I do like that jersey. The red and white, the Canadian flag. A young man born in Toronto. I believe he is now 46 years of age. He overdrew the cue ball last time. Let's see if he makes that adjustment. Well, now he's caught it a little thin. The 3 drops. And he's going to have a really nice look. He can come to the 2nd rail here. It'll help with the cue ball speed, playing the 2 on the left-hand side. And he just loves this shot with inside English coming to the 2nd rail. You don't have to get too far down. You've got plenty of room to make the cut. You don't want to get too far. Stopped just in the nick of time. I don't think anything here is going to slow him down. Just stay steep. You're better off being too steep than not steep enough on the 5. Probably pinch it back a little. Oh yeah, coming all the way back. I don't blame him. Naturally carries him over to the 6. Just has to focus on getting the ball down, which is second nature in this position, especially for a rotation player. Center ball. Typically they like coming to the second rail here on the left side. Looks really good to me, Pagulayan. You don't have to do a lot here. Just make the 6. You're going to be a little steeper on the 7. Yeah, it's a nice shot, but I felt like he took a risk that wasn't necessary. Now he's over the 9. I know if he comes back and looks at this match, he could cut the 7 from anywhere near the left-hand side pocket. So there was really no reason for going forward, and I think he knows that obviously now. But you can't take it back. Gonna be long on the 8. Definitely supposed to be okay here. Watch for the body movement. No, he stayed still. Really nice delivery. He stayed real solid through that ball. Can tell right away, Alex, he's playing very good this week. Yeah, and just like that, leading 3 games to 1 after game number 4. This entire format really brought on by Matchroom in the ranking events, the Moscone Cup, where the 9 is racked on the spot. Now, most of the Matchroom majors are played on 4-inch diamonds, and I'm a huge fan of it because it makes the game much more difficult. You're going to get a lot more defensive, tactical play, and I'll tell you what, on true 4-inch diamond pockets, the game is not easy. Here, well, these are 4.5-inch pockets, and these guys take control. There's the adjustment with the cue ball finishing high again. I'll tell you what, he's hitting the break really well, though. If you can make 3 balls on the break and get a look every time, I think you'll take it, whether it's long or close. This 2 does pass. You just got to stay solid through the ball. Do not let up. The 4 will play in the side. Oh, he's hit it sweet. He's hit it sweet. All good signs for Pagulayan right now. I think he's going to be okay here. You don't want to flirt with the 8 and 9, meaning if he tries to check this 5 ball up, does the 8 and 9 come into play? If that's the case, do you just come around? Can't tell how straight or steep he is here. And that's what he decided to do. Well played. Now, I can promise you Gorst would play this with a low right ball. Alex probably a high left ball. Oh, he came around as well. Didn't want to feather the 8 there. After game number 5, the Lion with a 3-game lead at 4 games to 1, barring any miracle or possible earthquakes. And there you have it. Making it look easy. All of a sudden, the shoe is on the other foot. Gorst a 31% dog to win this match. The Lion, 69% favorite. At this level, it really is all about the break and who can take control. What a week Fedor Gorst has had. He's in the finals of the bank pool. We have what's called Championship Sunday this year, and it's an added extra day that Diamond has come together with. I think it's awesome. Oh, he's got the one down, but the cue ball continues to finish in this position. Tony Chohan and Fedor Gorst will play in the finals Sunday at noon. And I believe Fedor is also in the finals, or going to be in the finals, of the one pocket. This is tricky. Can you just bank it over behind the 3 and 9? What's he looking at up here? Is he looking at the push?
Push.
Yeah, and you hear him there. He is looking at the push. I tell you what, you don't want Gorst taking control. He is so good with the cue ball. If you're going to push to this spot, is there anything you could figure out without pushing? Can you find a defensive play without the push? Most often, you push to an open ball against an elite player like Gorst, they're not going to give it back. They're going to take it. Looking to tie this up now. Yeah, unless it's in a real precarious position, I don't think Gorst will return this to Pagulayan. Now, it could be laying a lot tougher here than it would have been on the left long rail. I immediately look at chipping the 2-1 rail over towards the 9 in that direction and bringing the cue ball down past the 6. But I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few windows that you could leave for Pagulayan. You could also leave a 2-9 if you did something like that. Looking at going forward, like you're 2-railing the 2 out past the 7. That's why he's returned it. There's not a lot of cover for Fedor to get behind, so I can't fault him for returning this. Let's see what Alex has up his sleeve. Oh, yeah, very, 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 very good. I am a fan of the moving part of the game because it's really a part that you've got to think about. He went forward there all the while knowing the 8 was such a big ball. All right, Gorst 0 for 2 with the airborne cue. Made good hits both times. But I'm such a fan of his jump cue game that I expect him to make every one of them. Let's see if he can get this down. Yeah, he just rattled it. I don't know that he can make this. I'm pretty sure he cannot make it. Does he have to kick to the left long rail and then to the bottom rail? Boy, the 5. Is it in the way? He's going to come up with something clever here. Can you kick this past the 5? Well, I think that's okay. Can Gorst get away from this using the 5? I don't know if he can, and I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why Alex knew that if he could keep him close to it, it might be hard for him to get away. And he doesn't want to contact the 5 here, but he might. Problem is the 2's going to come up kind of out in a no man's land in front of that corner pocket. So he could get a backdoor safety with the 6. Why not just nudge the 2? I guess if it's frozen, that's not possible. Oh, yeah. Great shot by Gorst. Backdoor safety on the 6. Possibly played like that all along, the way he hit it. We're looking to come into the 2 full off this right long rail. It is possible to just stick right there behind the 6. I don't know that it's going to happen. Is he looking to roll this and use the 5? Yeah, he's going to roll it. It needs to carry. Didn't mean to catch it that thin. I can assure you of that. Don't believe the 3 passes the 9. So he's looking at that line for the carom. And you can play the 3 onto the right long rail at the same time, kind of using the 4 and 8 as protection. Takes a little bit of pressure off of you within the shot of the carom. Not that he's even thinking about that, but he naturally knows the 3 is going to go to the right long rail here. All the focus going into the make. Just has to get the speed right. Yeah, very good by Gorst. And after game number 6, he's within 2. Greg Sullivan, the founder of Diamond Pool Tables and the Derby City Classic, started in 1999. I myself have not missed an event. It's been a special event to be a part of over the last 400,000 years, it seems. Greg, I saw him here this week, roaming around. Thank you so much to Greg Sullivan for everything he's done and Diamond Billiard Products. Hopefully this event continues and continues to grow. I know they're looking to do many big things with Digital Pool and AccuStats and the other platforms, Railbirds TV, a lot of other platforms looking to do big things. Hopefully everybody can work together and grow the sport. Gorst looking to make the 1 on the right now. Yeah, a little full. So this is a little surprising. He's got the 1 down to the other side. Maybe just a touch full. He obviously caught the point with the 1. Something he does that a lot of people overlook within the break is his power. He's got quite a bit of power. 1 rail up. Oh, he's coming to the short side. Really nice. Avoids all the traffic this way. Anywhere out towards the center, he'll be okay here. No congestion. Short side again, in my opinion. The inside ball, limited movement on the cue ball. And that limits the opportunity to make an error. Just drawing straight down table here. 7 does play in the side. What a year this man had last year. World 9-ball championships in Saudi Arabia. Beat Kachi in the finals. Hill, $250,000 up top. Also wins the U.S. Open, beating Shane Van Boening in an epic final. Shane was going for his 6th title to defeat Earl Strickland's 5. They are tied at 5, but Gorst wins that. And then Gorst also started the year out winning the Whirlpool Masters. Without a doubt, the best player of the year in 2024. Just as we expected after game number 7, Gorst within 1. Rumor is Diamond Tables are working on another table. At some point, they're going to hopefully surprise everybody with. Let's just hope. Can't really talk about it, but I'm just putting the teaser out there. They've really outgrown this venue here in Caesars in southern Indiana. If you like pool, this is the Mecca. You've got to come check it out. All right, he's failed the 1 twice. And notice the cue ball tracking back and forth into the 9. This is not a good sign for Pagulayan. And the 8 just gets him, I believe, by the body language. Can he see any of the 2? If he can see any of it, obviously he could play it cross corner to the lower right, but the way he's acting, I don't believe that that's even an option. Not the way he's acting like he's acting bad, but the body language just tells me that he doesn't have anything aggressive. Wow, okay. I think Alex is going to give this back. He played to go here. He's going to go rail first. Yeah, he's going to go at the jump. I couldn't tell that that was his jump cue. It's long. All right, 0 for 4 with the jump cue, but there's never a question of whether he's going to hit it or not. It's the question of whether he's going to make it or not. He gets so much airtime with his jump cues, and I believe he's got 3 different jump cues, to be honest. Up close, mid-range, and then distance. Pagulayan, the 2 does play to the right-hand corner pocket. It's a little tricky. He wants to get high enough to where he doesn't have to deal with the 9. But he doesn't want to deal with the 5 either. So he tries to come on the inside of the 5 here with an inside ball, I would assume. Ooh, he caught it real fat. It's going to work out. Caught it a lot thicker than he wanted, due to the fact that he was trying to come to the inside of the 5. Now he can use the 9, I believe. Just watch what it does with the 6. And the 8. created a bit more work for himself here. Does he want to stay short side of the 6, meaning somewhere in the left center side of the table, cutting the 6? Or do you want to come all the way over here to the right side of the table? I like the right side of the table, I think, especially for him, because he can now come around. Okay, he's going to stay short. I guess this is pretty natural. Just a little tougher to make the ball. Not that it's real difficult. Just want to play to smooth this in to the wide side of the pocket. Never want to catch this fat. And that's what he's done. Nicely done. Needs a hop. He's gotten it. Looks good to me, the line. And I'm not just talking about the jersey. Ooh, really let it go there. Nice power. That'll make you feel good as well. Just kind of let it out. Played the rub on the 9. Gorst says that's good. And after game number 8, the Lion up by 2 again. They've got him as a 63% favorite versus a 37% favorite from Gorst. Thank you once again to some of our sponsors: Digital Pool, Diamond Tables, Aramith, Simonis, Masters Chalk, and of course AccuStats. Also thanks to Rick Jones and Bad Boys Billiards for doing everything they've done this week. I would say that Alex has clearly been the better breaker on this table so far. He's getting into them real good. The cue ball just finishing up top here. Good news for him. The 2 is laying up in the corner, and it doesn't look like there's anything in the way. This is going to work. Hitting them much easier than Gorst. This is kind of why the balls are patterned down at the rack end of the table. Like to just come one rail up here. Really just a center top ball. Okay. He's going to have to crash into something now, I believe. Fortunate he didn't get directly over the 8. He caught the 2 a lot thicker than he had liked. Do you go into the 6? Can you miss everything here? Well, why don't you just go into both and get perfect? No problemo. To his defense, he probably knew he was colliding into the 8 and then the 6. When you're at the table, it's a lot easier to judge. I'll tell you what, from what I'm seeing here, this break is going to be tough to beat. He's making 2 to 3 balls every time he breaks, and coming away with some type of a shot. And he looks good over the ball. I don't see any real movement. He's getting through the ball real well, nice and clean. His stroke's finishing well. It's not thrilled with this because he's a little steeper on the 7 than he wanted to be. Gonna probably graze the top side of the 8 here. Could be movement here. Pretty clean. He overcut it quite a bit due to the inside English. Game number 9 is going to go to the Lion. Well, he's doubled his lead 6-3. Back up to a 77% favorite to win the match. I have watched Gorst, or called Gorst, on the TV table, on the AccuStats table, and I'll tell you what, his break on that table was devastating. He's hitting the ball with quite a bit of power. Really doesn't look like he's getting into the cue ball as much as he is. Those balls are just exploding. I think that's something he's worked on quite a bit over the last year. I just don't remember him getting into the cut break as hard as he is. Alex seems to be a little bit more on the softer side, more concerned about the accuracy. And he's using his playing cue to break, I believe. 4 just resting below the cue ball here. And he is using his playing cue to break. So here the big ball is the 6. If you want to go with a low outside ball towards the Accurac that's leaning over the rail, you're going to track off the second rail, maybe just above the 6 would be ideal. Alright, he's looking to float with a high ball. Now you're coming more in towards the 5 that way. Maybe even, I don't think you'll come towards the 8, but you definitely could come towards the 5. That's what he's concerned with. You don't want to get too long on this 3. He's avoided the 5. He's got a lot of distance here, but it's pretty good where the 4 is. He just has to get the 3 down. Overall, really nice. This is something you just don't want to get too quick on. Nice and smooth. Smooth it in. Let the pocket take the ball. Hit it very clean. Yeah, notice he's got a little pep in his step now. Starting to get confident. Not that he already wasn't. Now he can smell the finish line a little bit more. 2 rails out for the 5 on the left side. He's okay. I think it finished a little further than he would have liked. But if he can miss the 6, he'll just go to the top rail or the bottom rail, however you want to call it, and out. Yeah, really dialed in on his speed. You'll notice he got tighter on the 5 and now tighter on the 6. There is no doubt he's getting comfortable. You know, this is a shot you want to practice at home, drawing to a certain space with the cue ball. I'd like to come back about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. He's better off longer than short, obviously, due to the black 8. Could come all the way back and play the 7 on the side. I don't see any reason. Just trust your stroke here. No, he's going to stun it all the way down. Really good. Yeah, so he's playing that to the thinner side of the pocket. And that's how he made the cue ball dance all the way down. And just like that, the Lion is out of his cage. Game number 10. And his biggest lead of the match, 7 games to 3. Now an 89% favorite to win the match versus Gorst, 11%. If you were to bet the Lion at the start of the match, he was basically, I think, somewhere around a 2.5 to 1 dog. That's just kind of where there's a little bit of a gray area for me at this level, and like most of you would know, these guys are all so good that just a couple of little things can really make the difference in the match. Sometimes just one little thing makes the difference in the match. Well, that was the worst hit he's had by far. The one come well short of the side. Gorst quickly to the table. Yeah, and Alex caught that one a lot thinner than I think he'd have liked. He's going to get aggressive here and go at the bank. Can't fault him. Yeah, really hit it well. I'm surprised he hit it at that speed. I guess it was a little steeper than I had thought. And any firmer, I guess his cue ball's really getting down further, so that's why he hit it at the speed he did. And you just want to avoid the 7. Do you try to check this up so you don't have to deal with it at all, or do you come around off the second rail? Looks like he's going 2 rails. Oh, he's coming past it on the inside. Very, very nice. Swinging around here to play the 5 in the same pocket after the 4. He overran it just a touch. He can draw 1 rail out without any issues. I personally don't believe there's anybody in the game that's got better fundamentals than Gorst. Look for any head movement in his final delivery. You will not find it. And it's not easy. Almost all elite players try to keep that head still, but Gorst, even when he's not on top of his game, which is very rarely, having a bad match, the head never moves. I know he made that look easy, and that's not a tough shot, but the way he plays those balls, the longer kind of straight-in balls with the medium speed versus what a lot of top players will hit it a little bit firmer, it's not easy, takes a lot of time. He gets through the cue ball very well with an exceptional follow-through and just so accurate. At that speed, if he mishits it just a little bit, the pocket's still going to take the ball most likely. Yes, I know you think I'm just talking about some simple straight-in shot, but really it's a drag stroke that he uses throughout the game. Gorst within 3. Needs a good break here. Okay, he's using that line from that center diamond, excuse me, from the left diamond to the center of the 1. So he is within the break box. Much better hit. Well, he was begging for a couple of good kisses and finally got one when he least expected it. 7 and 8 pose a problem in the future, possibly. But I believe he's got a good look here in the side. I can't tell how steep it is. Could he just kind of go into the 8 softly now with a low cue ball? Is that what he's looking at? Possibly to move the 8 there? Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a cut to the side, and it's obviously extremely steep as well. But he can take care of a couple of problems at once if he executes it. Do want to stay through this, though, with a low ball. You don't want to end up over the 7. All right. A little bit of a let up there, I think. Yeah, he could have afforded to draw back or put a little bit more low on that and go towards the 3 a little bit more. Does make the 2 a lot more missable. So I understand. Now, a little tricky to the 4. Does he just come one rail up and take his medicine to the right of the 9? Or does he come past the 6 on the right side? Or even, you know, I don't think it's terrible to come towards the 6. Just let the chips fall where they may, but he wants to have a little bit more in mind than just that. Yeah, coming past the 6 on the right side. How did he hit this ball? Wow. Really good. Very deliberate coming to that second rail with the inside ball. So obviously the 7 and 8 are going to be the challenge. Does he risk going into the 7 now? The 7 laying up, excuse me, the 6 laying up in front of the side. I think he's just going to measure up the combination. I don't think it's terrible to go at the edge of the 7 or the 8 here. But if he thinks he's good on the combination, he'll just take it as it is. Well, he wouldn't mind being right where he's at now, I don't think. That looks like a pretty good place to be. This is tougher to judge. You're coming off the 3rd rail. Cue ball's going to travel quite a ways, so you've got to get the speed perfect. It looks pretty good. That's really right where he wanted to be, I think. Now, if you get the 8 down, where does the 7 finish? Is the 9 a possible problem if you want to go to the right-hand corner pocket after this? Let's see what he plays this with. Obviously a huge game. And this combination just a little awkward. Just don't know where the positioning is going to come from. Does he go forward with the cue ball and try and kiss it? Okay. He is going forward. Yeah, really good. He caught the kiss. It's exactly what he played. Great shot by Gorst. right, we got action. After game number 12, Gorst within 2. Trailing 7 games to 5. His percentage still very low, though, at 26%. Yeah, let's just say that that's, I guess, 3.5 to 1 or 4 to 1. I'd be running to the cage right now if it were available. I'm sure that I'm incorrect about those prices, by the way, but 26% is what? A quarter? It's 1/4. There's your other percentage, which is 74, so it's 4 to 1, right? That would be wonderful. I guess it could be 3 to 1, but still very good. Yeah, he's got the 6 down. I don't think he's going to have anything towards the 1, though. And the way he's hitting him, he's definitely trying to get the 1 down into the side pocket. I believe he's going to the jump cue here. There's not much he doesn't jump at. I say he's a favorite to make this, but where's the cue ball finish? Yeah, what a shot by Gorst, but all along you've got to wonder where it's going to finish. I think he was trying to crash into the 2, but the 3, let's take another look. The 3 was always kind of a problem. That's why he drew the ball. Notice the cue ball, just missing the 3. He hit it as good as he could possibly hit it, really couldn't get to the 2. I'm trying to figure out if he's trying to come off the second rail thin and maybe go towards the 9 with the cue ball and use the 4 as cover. Yeah, see the line? He's got his cue on here. The problem is if you catch the 2 just a fraction thick and move the 9, you're going to leave him straight into the lower right corner. This would be a pretty shot if executed. Oh, he's hit it with speed. So he was just trying to make something happen there into the 9. No luck for Gorst. I can't fault Gorst there. Really trying to make something happen. So difficult to expect a snooker from that position, so why not just go into everything and see if you can luck something in. It's a big part of the game. The work here from the 4 to the 5. Seven might pose a small problem from the 4 to the 5. Well, he was dead straight. I thought he might have a slight angle to have to do something with the cue ball. So that's even better. But still a little concerned with the 7. Now he's got to draw back to a certain position unless he can punch over to this side, and that's what will allow him to avoid any contact with the 7. So he's looking from both sides. Yeah, I think he's going to punch over. Well, never mind. 9. He's going to come all the way around. Watch the 8. I am really surprised, and I use that term a lot, but I am really surprised that he went forward. The 4 is in the middle of the table. Why try to move the cue ball that much? He obviously had an angle that he could have punched over. Let's take another look. Yeah, look at the line the cue ball's on there. So why not just shoot the same shot punching over? You initially looked at that, Alex. Yeah, so we as pool players tend to make it much more difficult on ourselves than we need to at times, and this is a prime example. I really liked his idea of staying on this lower right long rail. I think last minute he decided to do this. Pretty surprising. Big opportunity for Gorst if Alex can't get away with one here. Well, I said if he can't get away with one here. And how can you even say he's gotten away with it? He's hit it absolutely perfect. I'd like to get another look. Look at this. Look at this shot. A high ball with maybe a touch of right, sending the cue ball down. I think he's got past the 9. Or we would already know. What a big kick that was. Living on the edge. The heart rate is getting up there. He knows he's within a game of the hill, and he's playing one of the greatest to ever do it. At only 24 years old, might I add. Jeez, he hit that really thick as well. So these balls cooperating with the Lion. Well, he's got some fans. He's a very likable guy, just like Gorst. Both lighthearted people. A lot of fun. Believe it or not, Gorst, a lot of fun as well. He's a little more quiet. Alex, more of an entertainer. But Fedor, very witty, very funny. What a game that was. Another 2 or 3 years off of Pagulayan's life for going 3 rails behind the 8. Trust me, I know the feeling. He would like for this to stop right here and now. Getting a shot after the break for Alex is ideal. Yeah, a little miss hit again. Is he going to get something down? He's got the 2 down. I'll tell you, pretty fortunate. I think that's 2 breaks in a row where he's mishit the break and kind of fluked an object ball in that he's definitely not playing. The other fortunate part is he's had a pretty good look at the 1 both times. At least he's close here. He can get nice and tight on anything he wants to do. Immediately jumping out at me is the 3. Can he chip the 1 towards the bottom of the 3 and miss the 8 or the 5? Can he bank the 1 back over towards where the cue ball is now and go 2 rails tight into the back of the 3? He's got a lot of things he can use here. He can use the 5, he can use the 8. He can bank the 1 into the 3 and draw up 1, 2 behind the 4 and 9. If I had a telestrator, I would never use it anyway. So just imagine what I'm saying. Yeah, so I'm talking about possibly banking the 1 heavy into the 3, using the 3 to stop the 1 and drawing or dragging the cue ball up behind the 4 and 9. But he's got a lot of other options. He can get tight to the 3 here if he wants. I think he was actually looking at the shot I was talking about. But the 3's such a big ball, I feel like he can come off the second rail or the bottom rail and get nice and tight up under it.
Okay.
Really taking his time here. It's not intentional. This is what he does. He surveys everything. That's why he's the player he is. All right, he's using the 8 and 5. Did he find the gap? The forbidden gap. Oh, no. One last hope for Gorst, possibly. And even if he doesn't go at the make here, he's got real good cover with the 3, 5, and 8. Could go with the bank. How'd he hit it? What a shot by Gorst. And that's kind of the speed that I was talking about. He uses this medium, softer touch that really just smooths the ball in, and he hits these continuously over and over and over. Whereas another elite player is probably going to hit that bank a little firmer, and it's much easier to hit it harder than it is to hit it at the speed at which he hit it. It takes a special stroke to continuously do that. One rail over and out above the 6 and 9 here. I cover a lot of Fedor's matches, and one thing that is in common with Fedor and myself covering his matches is sometimes he plays so good it's very monotonous to commentate because you know what he's going to do, you know where he's going. He's just so solid and really not a flashy player, does everything by the book. Statistics always win, numbers never lie, and that's why he gets there. Everything is the same, no wasted movements. Such a tough player to beat at only 24 years old. And what an addition to the Mosconi Cup he has been. I believe he's only going to get better with age. Not even near his prime yet. All right, he's not going away after game number 14. Gorst back within 2. And we'll touch on that prime thing, right? I think your prime is somewhere around 30. 27, 28 to like 33, 34, maybe even 35. And I'm not just going off myself, but when you look at most of the elite players in their best days, it's somewhere, you know, mid-range around 30 years old. Hard to believe that a player like Fedor Gorst is going to get better. Well, if he's had a weakness this match, it's this shot right here. Struggling with the 1 to the right-hand side pocket. And still struggling. Oh, and this is not good if you're in the Gorst camp. Pagulayan got a good look at the 1. He is on the rail. Don't know how straight he is here. Can you follow it to the right long rail, back over under the 7, playing the 2 in the top left? If he's got just a little angle, this tells me he might not have any angle. If he's got just a hint of the topside angle, he could follow forward and get back just above where he is now. Yeah, that must not be available. He is looking at rolling the 2 from down here. I think one thing that Alex does when he takes a little bit more time is he's calming himself down. I think that's something that he's conscious of, or actually probably naturally does that. It's dead straight in. And he's got a long 2 ball to knock down here. The scratch is not on, so he should be okay there. Really heavy. And he's gotten away with it. I feel the pain as a player. I don't know. You miss a ball like that and get away with it. It's 9 ball, folks. This is how it is. Gorst. He made the last jump shot on the 1. Can he make this one? He's going over pretty much all of the 8 here, and the 2 is close. This might be airborne when he makes contact. Oh, cold-blooded. Caught it just a tick thin. Just a tick. Yeah, let's see if we can we get another look at that jump? Yeah, they're on it. Watch this. Midair, lands basically on the 2. And just off by a fraction. And that's the difference. He's had 4 or 5 jump shots that he's made great contact with, but just missed them. And Pagulayan, one of the best ever with the bridge, if not the best ever that I've seen. Covered him earlier in the Bigfoot tournament on the 10-foot table, and what a pleasure to watch. I think he used the bridge at least a dozen times throughout that match and executed every single shot. Yeah, very clean there. Good sign. Can he draw towards the 8, meaning shallow of the 8? Doesn't really want to if he doesn't have to. I think he'd be happier to be thinner on the 5 versus risking messing with the 8. Oh, he wouldn't have come past it. What a great shot. I couldn't tell how straight he was, but he was obviously a lot straighter than it looked. You know, this is all about managing your line to get to the 7. Do you want to come the 2-rail line on the inside of the 8, or the 2-rail line drawing out below the 9? Or can you even make a 1-rail line up in between the 8 and 9? typically player preference, but whatever it is, he wants to get right. No, I mean, that's about as good as you can get. You can definitely draw this out. You can punch it up. You might even be able to go forward without any trouble. It's the safest route if there's no trouble with the 8. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Coming all the way over. He's played great this match. Really has. He's gotten away with it a few times, but you have to have a little luck on your side. I think he's broke the balls better. I'm sure Fedor would agree with that. So the little man with the biggest heart, really, I think Gorst probably going to give him the 9, so he's 1 ball away from a pretty big win. This will give him a lot of confidence going forward. Yeah, no problem there, stunned forward. Gorst going to make him shoot it. I don't blame him. Let the crowd applaud. I think it's the right move. And there you see it. Shake hands. The crowd loves it. Yeah, everybody loves it. They're all fans of both of these guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks to Digital Pool, Diamond Tables, AccuStats, Aramith and Simonis, and Masters Chalk. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.